All right, welcome back to the Corbellic studio. Today, I am going to be showing you how I knock out these 90-minute gaps of time where there's no distractions, no cell phone. I'm going to be showing you a time lapse of how I'm going to get through so many paintings. I think we're going to do like 10, 12, or 15. Yeah, about 10, 12, 15 paintings of in this 90-minute work gap. So that's how I like to work. I like to do 90 minutes. That way I could just focus in, no distractions. And that's just an hour and a half of my time. It goes by quick, but that way I'm able to take a break afterwards and then do another 90-minute block. So that way I don't get overwhelmed by the work. Last video, when I promised you guys that I was going to be showing a time lapse, we did this together. We did this painting together. But this was cool. This was a walkthrough how I just showed you from the beginning to the end, and we created this cool painting together. That way, just to let you know that you can do it too. We didn't know what we was going to come up with when we did this. We didn't know what was going to be the outcome. Just worked off the projector, and it's already there. You know, Michelangelo said something similar. He said when he was doing the sculpture of David, that the work was already there. He just had to show up pretty much and do the actions. So that's how I approach art, is that there is no mistakes. I really look for the mistakes. I don't look for the perfections. You could do it too. That's what I'm really preaching on here. That's what I'm trying to aim for you guys to get familiar with. So without me talking anymore, let's get into this timeline. All right, no time to waste. Let's get straight into this. You can see I'm going straight into another superhero, Batman, Robin, Dark Knight kind of expressionism, abstract thing. I don't know. Even put another character in there with the sun in the background. Boom. Take a picture. We on to the next one. I'm still into this Batman feeling. So this one right here, we're going to make it into like a retro Snoopy dog, Batman Snoopy kind of thing. I thought that was pretty cool. But you could just see how I'm flowing with it. Like I said, I really try to knock these out in 7 to 10 minutes. At the most 12 minutes, but anything more than that, I mean, you're just in your head and you're trying to be a perfectionist. I don't want you to be a perfectionist. You don't have to be. Just try to get the work done, and in anything else, it doesn't matter. It's all about quantity over quality. Don't try to paint too many Mona Lisas. You can't control what the market is. Only thing that you can control is that you're showing up to work and you're pumping out the paintings. One of the things that I always keep in my mind is just get it done. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. Just get it done. That's one of the things that I always keep in my mind right there. And just keep pumping them out. Just keep going on to the next one. I don't know what it's going to be. You know, I just take so many different reference photos. Either they're from ones that I created off of AI, or they're different ideas that I might even get from Pinterest, and I'll put my own spin on it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody can tell you that there's a right way or wrong way how to do art. It's just all about getting it done. It's about having the volume. So feel free to just have fun with it, and always say to yourself, it doesn't matter anyways, because no one that you know is going to see it. Starting off, I want you to have that mindset that no one that you know is going to see the work that you're doing. So have fun with it. That's the difference between doing it this way within the eBay art community and doing it on eBay or doing it on any social media site. Any social media site, you have so much pressure on you because you can't even enjoy yourself how I'm enjoying myself right now, because there's so many different levels of people viewing you where you feel like you're being judged, but you also feel like you're in competition, or you're going out there against people who want to do it full time, who are either professional artists, whatever that means, you know, gallery artists. And you're self-conscious about what your artwork is going to look like compared to theirs, or what are people going to think about you trying to do art. So I always tell people, even if it's not this business, I always even tell people in business itself, if you're going to do something, just do it with a different social media handle, maybe a different name, maybe a different account. And there's nothing wrong with that nobody knows. It's not even associated with your phone number. And then you do the business outside of it. Now, once you start getting a hang of it, that strangers come to you and they like your stuff without you having to ask for the assistance of friends and family from your hometown, you'll have the confidence of what you're doing. Then when you're ready, you can let your family or friends know. At that point, you're not even going to care, because the money is going to be its own proof right there. Nobody can tell you anything because you're already going to have the work shown. It's so funny how success and things work in life where you'll do something outside of your family, friends, and circle. And then when you're successful and then you present it to them, they're going to be more upset that you did this on your own and that you didn't come to them or at least show them. They're going to pretend it in a way that they wanted to, support you. But really, they're just mad that they didn't have enough time to influence your thought process of whatever it was going to be during that. Because that's how the universe likes to swing. And as long as you just keep it to yourself and it's our secret, then that's fine. So the only people that you have to show your artwork to is just us in the community, where we can support your work. We can share your work. We can share your listing. We could pump your listing up so that way you have more organic views and that you have more people on eBay looking at your stuff, even though you're starting it up. So I call it like the jump engine effect. We're just jump starting the engine on your car, on the account and eBay. And that's all good. It's just you to have total, you could be totally anonymous on this compared to if you do it any other way through social media. Nobody could tell you anything. And you could just see how I'm using the projector. This one's a little bit dark because I really wanted to see where I was going with the eagle. I wanted to see the angles of where I was painting. And I'm just keep flowing with it. You can see there's no distractions. There's nothing like that. The times in my life where I almost lost my eBay business and almost lost my art and also lost things is when I was distracted with a cell phone that didn't have a schedule. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. All right, and boom, right there. You could just see how we knocked out all those paintings. That was real simple. You see how fast the time goes by, but in that short period of time, right there, just starting off at minimum, we can make between $500 to $1,000. If I could do that short period of time, then you could do it too. Even if you work a full-time job, you can separate the time where you wake up early in the morning, just do an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then when you get off of work, you could do the same thing. I mean, what you're going to do with your time anyways? You're just going to doom scroll on your phone. You go on Netflix. With that time, you could be making money. And this doesn't have to be where you're an artist or you're a gallery artist, anything like that. This is for anybody. So if you're interested in something like that, or if you know somebody who's interested, click the link below. I'm going to talk about how to set everything up from scratch, everything that I learned over the years. You can join the eBay art community. It's real simple. Boom, real simple. I showed you how we did that. Everybody else, they're wasting your time. They're not showing you how they do the work. They're just telling you to build these email lists, these funnels, and different things like that. But we knocked this out together. You saw me put in the work, and I feel good about showing you how I put in the work still to this day. And we got even more to go. All right, I'm gonna see you on the next video.